Hey everybody, welcome back to my Project 13. Are you awake? Well, I hope you are now. A little Maylene and the Sons of Disaster. I've seen these guys live a few times, and I'll tell you, man, they put on a great show. Maylene and the Sons of Disaster. That's an awesome name, too. Little thrash there. Hope everybody's having a great morning, great afternoon, or great evening for those of you around the world. A update on the Moto G5 Plus. First of all, call quality messaging is still doing great here for me where I live locally with T-Mobile. Connectivity is 100%, no issues there. I always want to throw that out there because remember, these are phones, okay? Primarily a phone to begin with, and then everything after that. I think the second thing that I'm really loving about this device, and it's quite deceiving, is the 5.2-inch IPS LCD display. It literally looks like it's a 5.5-inch display. Even though it's not, it just does. And I think it's just aesthetically and how the device was designed and built, it sort of has that old school look. I put it up against my other devices as far as comparison, looking at the different sizes of the device themselves and the displays. And yeah, I mean, it's barely off from some of the 5.5. And I think because, well, you look at the ZTE Axon 7, you got a 5.5-inch display. But the form factor, the build of the device is very small. You know, you got the two speakers, one up top, one at the bottom. You got the bezels are very slim, and it's just a really small device in hand. You look at the Samsung Galaxy S8, same thing. They got that slimmer. It's not as wide, a little taller, but again, you got a different aspect ratio, 18:9 aspect ratio on that. So when you put this device up next to those like two devices, it just looks a lot bigger. It's visually it's kind of a trick to the eyeball. So, in my opinion, I don't think that that's going to be an issue because I know for some of you were hoping it was a 5.5-inch display, and it's not. It's 5.2, but again, visually, it's a little deceiving, tricking the eyeballs. I think you'll be fine with it. Again, that is my opinion. You'll have to bring it in and check it out for yourself if you're considering it. But watching movies, videos has been phenomenal. 1080p, beautiful. Some of these companies just do the displays just right, and some of them don't. You'll find displays on flagships that just don't do it right. But this specific display on this specific device is amazing. My media intake and watching movies and videos, wow, amazing. Vivid, clear, sharp, colors are great. I don't know how else to say it, but I mean, I'm loving it, and media is my thing. I'm going to tell you guys, media is my thing. Okay, so the second thing is the performance. I've had no lag whatsoever. Nothing is sticking. Nothing is just telling me that this device isn't going to work for me out of pocket in my hand while I'm using it, and whatever I'm doing. This device is just smooth, feathery smooth. You got the Qualcomm Snapdragon 625. It's only the 2 gig of RAM, 32 gigs of internal storage that is expandable. I could have picked up the 4 gig of RAM, and I opted not to because, well, I got it for $199, a regular $229. I was hoping to get it for $179 on Amazon. That didn't go through. Best Buy had a sale that brought it down to $199. That's my final price. That's what I got it for, and I'm cool with it. I'm totally cool with it. I don't need the 4 gig of RAM. Everything is so well optimized in this device. It's a performer, and at $199, you're thinking to yourself, why would I need anything else? If I was just the average customer with all these devices, you got your mid-rangers and you got your flagships, whether they're 5, 6, 7, 8, 900, 1,000 smacks, you got, for me, final price $199.99. I got a device that's just doing it for me, man. Even in the cameras, when taking pics, the slideshows I'm putting up, the feedback is, wow, it's holding up its own against the U11. It's holding up its own against the LG G6. It's holding its own up against the S8. I still got to put up a slideshow with the S8 up against the Moto G5 Plus when it comes to low light and in the dark pics. Yeah, it's right there. That's the feedback. Like, wow, for a $200 device, it's really doing a great job. And I've shown these photos and videos to others around me here locally, and they love what they see when I show off my devices, like at work, to coworkers. I like to talk about the devices I have and show in case they're interested in picking up one of these devices. I spread the news. But yeah, I mean, you got performance, you got a really, really great display on this device. The sound quality is decent. It's not the loudest speaker. But honestly, for $200, you could get by as this being your daily driver for the next year or so. If that's all you were trying to pick up, you wanted to save some money and utilize your money and spend it elsewhere. It's amazing to me what we have. From time to time, I talk about that, where we're at right now, 2017. Motorola and Lenovo is killing it with their devices. They're killing it at this level of smartphone. And honestly, if I wasn't in this game, this is a device I would consider as a daily driver, as a solo device, and it just saved me a lot of money. Shoot some good video. Now it struggles a little bit, like in the dark and shooting video, but it's got a stabilizer. It's got this little, up in the upper left-hand corner, it's got this little hand there, which stabilizes the video. But if you actually leave it off, it works better in the dark than if you actually turn that on. So, I found a way to work with it where it minimizes a little bit of that focus hunting. But actually, I only do it when I'm vlogging. I'd be shooting more video during the day if I was out hiking or doing whatever during the day that I was doing. So this is basically the only time that I'm shooting video in the dark, is either on my way to work or I'm out running around doing chores really early. But yeah, it makes you wonder why we want so much when you can get a lot from a device like this. Wow. And that's amazing to me, that I don't have to spend a lot of money and be really happy. So overall, over a week and a half now with having this device, for 200 smacks, I'm getting a phone, I'm getting a device that performs really well. I shouldn't even say really well, like really, really, really well. Performance, battery life, 5.5 hours, heavy usage. Moderate to heavy, I'm going to get more than that. I can get 7 hours, 6.5, 7, depending on what you're doing. If you're a gamer, that may change the game up. If you never put your phone down and that's all you do, you don't work, you don't go out of the house, it may not be that well, but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, web browsing, listening to music. This device just doesn't fail. Let me turn it over there. There you go. It doesn't fail. And that's my update. Look, if you're still considering this device, I would literally really consider, if you're cutting back, you're going back to school, or again, I don't even, forget I said that. If you're cutting back because you need to, or because you want to, and you're looking for a daily driver, and you're spending right around $200, because right now I know it might have gone back up to $229 at Best Buy. It's a great device to even have as a daily driver. You got basically stock Android with a few Moto apps that you can use. The one navigation button, the navigational button, that's your home button that doubles up as your fingerprint sensor, and it also triples up as your navigational button. In other words, you can go into the settings and turn off the on-screen buttons and turn on your home button, your fingerprint sensor, to also navigate to recent applications, back to home, or also you can long press to go into Google Assistant, short press to turn off the device, short press to turn it on so it reads your fingerprint, right? And I'm getting used to using that, and I'm really digging that functionality. I love it. I utilize it. It's practical. And I don't mind the on-screen buttons, but I'm totally digging that feature from Moto. So Moto Lenovo. So with that being said, all around as a whole, a week and a half later going into 2 weeks, this device will not fail you in my opinion. Yes, you would have to pick it up. Yes, you would have to try it. The only thing that you would say to yourself is, and it's almost because we're in that gimme area in our lives today with smartphones, because they come out with a lot of different features that some of us want to utilize or look into. But if we don't really need all of that functionality, we don't need all those features, and we're not going to utilize them anyway, I'm going to tell you, man, stock Android, basically, performance, battery, visually, the display that is deceiving, that really you feel like you have a bigger device in hand, cameras, everything is passable for this device to be a daily driver at this price point. Okay, I'm trying to explain this at a level that's really understandable. I don't want to talk techie. I don't want to use big words. I want to talk to you out there who are interested in this device and you still haven't considered it. Consider it. I'm telling you, man, you can't go wrong with the Moto G5 Plus for what you're getting. Now, if you did want to use it as a backup, that'd be great too. If you did want to use it as a back-to-school device, whether it's for your kid or high school or college, a work device, whatever, you could use it for that too. All I'm saying is this is a device that's passable for a daily driver at this price point. For what it's going to give you, it's going to be simplicity, budget flagship, in my opinion. It's going to give you what you need. That's all I'm trying to say. Okay, anyway, I hope I threw that out there well enough to understand. Any questions, leave that down below. I'll get back to you later. Yeah, God bless. Thanks for watching, man. I appreciate it. And to my next video, this is my Project 13. You are my Project 13. I'm out.